Hello everyone, welcome back to our 30-day SQL series. Okay, so this is day 12 and today we are going to talk about referential actions in SQL. So, what is a referential action? So, here the referential actions define what should happen to the child table records when the parent records are updated or deleted. So, let's go through the main four actions one by one with the example. So these are the four actions we have it. Restrict, it prevents a deletion if child record exists. So cascade, it deletes or updates the child records automatically. Set null, it makes the foreign key column null when the parent is deleted. So set default, it sets the foreign key column to a default value when the parent is deleted. Okay. So let us look at the query for the restrict here. So that's the query. We have a two tables here. That is a parent table and the child table. The parent table is customer table and the child table is the orders table. I have it. So I'm going to create a table that is called orders. In this, I have a row. Sorry, the column name we have it here, order ID, and I'm putting a restrictions here. That is, it should be the integer and primary key auto increment. Okay, so if I don't give a order ID also, it has to keep on giving me the auto increment. Okay, then customer ID we have it integer. This should not be the null values. Okay, so order date and time. Even this should not be the null value. These are the rules we have given. Now the constraint is nothing but the rules we give it for the table, right? So now this orders, it should be the foreign key. So that is customer ID references to the customer table. Okay. So customer ID is the foreign key. We have it here. Reference to the customers table, that is for customer ID. On delete, it has to restrict it. Yes, so this is all about restrict. Now let's look at the query for the cascade. So here what we are going to do here is we have to create a table in the orders and the order ID integer primary key auto increment. Okay, the same thing what we have given for the restrict. Okay, that is customer ID integer not null. Order date time not null here. Okay, constraint orders foreign key reference to the customer ID and on delete cascade on update cascade. So what happens here is if a customer, if the parent table name is a customer here, if that is deleted, all their related orders will also be deleted automatically here in the child table. Okay. Similarly, if the customer ID is updated, so if we update a customer ID, the same update will cascade to the order table as well. Okay. So this is very useful when we want the child table to follow the parent table automatically. Now let us look at the for the set null here. Create table orders. Order ID integer, primary key auto increment, and that is customer ID integer, order date and time, and here we are setting up a rule here on delete set null, the same thing, reference to the customer ID and update on update set null. Okay. So in this case, if the customer is deleted, if the customer that is a parent table is deleted, the customer ID column in orders, the customer ID column in orders will set to the null values. Okay. Instead of blocking or deleting the row. This works when the child table column is nullable and helps preserve the order record, but removes the link to the deleted customer here. So now let us look at the set default here. The, so see with set default, if a customer record is deleted, the customer ID in orders will be set to a default value defined for that column. For example, you might set the default customer ID to 0 or a dummy customer ID you can set it. Okay, so in MySQL, set default is not supported directly. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not showing you that. But other databases like your PostgreSQL, it do support it. So now here the restrict, it prevents the deletion if the child record exists. Cascade, it deletes or updates the child records automatically. Set null, it makes the foreign key column null when the parent is deleted. Set default, it sets the foreign key column to a default value when the parent is deleted. And that's all for today's session on the referential actions in SQL. I hope this was helpful to understand how databases maintain data integrity between parent and child tables. In the next video, we will explore more SQL concepts step by step. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support this 30-day SQL series. See you in the next session. So, bye bye. Take care. Keep learning, keep growing.